All right, so we're diving into a question that we get a lot, and that's why is the UK such a popular destination for international students?
Yeah, and we've got a ton of info here covering like every angle you can think of, like the reasons to go there, how to actually apply, how to pay for it, visas, all that practical stuff, and even some tips for settling in.
That's right. So, like, if you've ever thought about studying the UK, this is the deep dive for you.
Exactly. We're going to extract the core insights here.
Okay, so first off, why the UK? I mean, we always hear about these top-notch universities
Right.
like Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial College, London. But it's got to be more than just names, right?
It is. It is. So the sources we looked at really highlight the strong emphasis on research that UK universities have. Like they're constantly pushing innovation,
Hmm.
and they're really committed to practical learning. So for someone like you who really wants to get that in-depth knowledge, that's a huge plus, right?
Yeah, that practical approach is definitely appealing.
And what's really cool is how that focus on research often leads to like really cutting edge courses
Nice.
and opportunities for students to actually get involved in groundbreaking work. So it's not just theory, it's the real deal. And if you think about the big picture, the structure of UK degrees is pretty efficient too, like a 3-year undergraduate program, and then usually just 1 year for a master's means you can get those qualifications pretty quickly
Yeah, that's a good point.
compared to some other systems out there.
Yeah, less time, less money.
Yeah, exactly. But potentially accelerating your whole career path.
So academics are top-notch. But
Mhm.
what about like the overall experience? I mean, the UK is super diverse, right?
So absolutely, you'll be studying with people from all over the world, which is amazing for personal growth and building a global network, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that brings up an important point for you to think about, like how could being exposed to so many different perspectives actually benefit your field, your future ambitions?
So that's a great point. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. Applying to these universities for undergrad. It's mainly through UCAS, right?
Exactly. The UCAS is like the central hub for most undergraduate applications in the UK.
Okay, so it's kind of like the Common App in the US?
Yeah, you could say that, but for master's and PhD programs, you usually apply directly to the university you're interested in.
So less of a one-stop shop there.
Right, exactly.
Huh.
So no matter what level you're applying to, you'll need your academic transcripts, a really strong personal statement to show them why you're a good fit and what motivates you, solid references, and proof of your English skills, probably through IELTS or TOEFL.
Okay, and deadlines.
Oh yeah, huge. The main UCIS deadline is usually in January, but here's the catch. Some courses, especially like medicine and applications to like Oxford or Cambridge, they often have earlier deadlines.
Oh, wow, so you really got to be on top of it.
You really do. Those specifics are super important to check out early.
Okay, so let's talk money, everyone's favorite topic.
Right. Tuition fees, they can vary quite a bit, from about £10,000 to £38,000 per year, depending on the course and the university.
It's a pretty big range.
It is. And on top of that, you have living expenses, which could be anywhere from £12,000 to £15,000 a year.
So it's not exactly cheap.
No, but don't worry, there are scholarships out there for international students, some pretty big ones too, like Chevening and Commonwealth scholarships. Plus, a lot of universities have their own grants, and there's the great scholarships too, so it's definitely worth looking into those.
Yeah, scholarships can make a big difference.
Oh, for sure. And another thing to consider is working part-time. International students can usually work up to 20 hours a week during term time and full-time during breaks, which can really help with those living expenses.
Yeah, that can be a big help. Okay, visas. How does that whole process work?
So once you've got your acceptance and that all-important confirmation of acceptance for studies, your CAS, you'll need to apply for a student route visa.
Okay, so the CAS is basically your golden ticket.
Pretty much. And when you apply for the visa, you need to prove you can actually pay for everything, like your tuition and a set amount for living expenses, which right now is about £1,334 per month if you're in London, or a bit less, £1,023 if you're outside London. There's also the Immigration Health Surcharge, the IHS, which lets you use the UK's National Health Service.
Okay, so that covers healthcare.
Exactly. All right, so you've got your visa, you're in the UK. What's next?
Well, you need a place to live, right?
First things first, you'll probably be looking at university halls or private rentals. And setting up a UK bank account as soon as you can will make life so much easier.
Yeah, makes sense. What about getting around, especially in a big city?
If you're in London, get an Oyster card for public transport. It's a must-have. And if you're going to be traveling by train, look into the 1625 rail card for some sweet discounts.
And one last thing, pack for all kinds of weather.
Oh yeah, the UK weather is notoriously unpredictable, so layers, waterproofs, all that good stuff.
Good advice. So in this deep dive, we've covered a ton of ground, right? The academic scene, the cultural diversity, the application process, the money side of things, visas, and some tips for actually living in the UK.
Yeah, we really went deep.
Hopefully you're feeling much more informed now.
So thinking about everything we discussed, what part of studying in the UK stands out to you the most? And what new questions do you have now that you're ready to explore?
Yeah, what really sparked your interest?